Shalom, Kahala Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, with the house of David reborn again in this generation. And Shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing their true heritage were known as and still are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about this devil right here, Fauci, right? And just some of the recent abominations this devil has been found being involved in and initiating, right? We're going to talk about this thing referred to as Beaglegate, right? Where this devil, some of his activities working for the NIH and also these other organizations that they pay this evil man to do, have been revealed, right? Not only to be cruel, but unrighteous, right? So much so that even his fellow devils are starting to call him out on it, man. Now, there is a article I'm going to read to break down and show you that this devil here, man, has no conscience, man, and he, gets down. But there's a reason why this devil is doing shit like that, man. Well, but before we get into that, right, let's go ahead and read this. This is Proverbs 12 and 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Right? And who is the wicked? Well, the wicked are people like this, right? The so-called Caucasian race, right? When you get into the Bible, right, the Bible does not talk about Caucasians. The Bible refers to the Caucasians as Edomites, okay? And this, when you get into the history of the Caucasians, you understand that there's a reason why they have no, so-called culture, right? There's that famous saying that white people don't have any culture. Well, why is that? Well, because they have been running from their true identity, right? When you get into the history of the Bible, let's go and take a look at this. You have what's known as the Table of Nations, okay? These are the 18 nations which make up the 195 nations that exist today, right? Going all the way back to Genesis 10 period, these are the 18 nations that the Lord recognizes upon the earth, okay? This is why you'll see the Lord refer to other, modern day nations as, their ancient names, right? This is why he refers to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans as Israel, because that's our true name, right? We are truly the Israelites, right? And he refers to these Caucasians as Edom or Adawam, which in Hebrew means wasted away. Now, these devils, when you get into, why they do stuff like this, man, it's not just Fauci, right? It's the entire Caucasian race, right? They are all skewed on the inside, man. Their soul just isn't right. And it tells you in the scripture. We're going to get into some of those scriptures to prove this, right? But the reason why this devil keeps getting caught is, one, is because the Lord is fouling him up, right? Making him trip on all his ways. And second, just because these are the deeds of the devil, which they've always been doing shit like this, man. It's just that now that cloak that they've been using to hide their malicious ways is now being removed, and the Lord is letting the world see them for how evil they are, man. This damn red devil. But this article here on Babylon Bee, it's, if you're not sure what Babylon Bee is, it's kind of like The Onion, right? Where The Onion is a comedic site talking about fake news on current topics. The Babylon Bee is almost the same, but it's a bit more harsh. It's a satirical site, right? But when you read their article, man, I know I'm not going to read it here, but I'm just going to read the title here. It says, Fauci says attacking puppy torture is an attack on science, right? And that's actually true, right? Because this devil, he has those sentiments, man. You could see how he came out against this when they start bringing this up, that that oh, well, you don't understand and the reason why we do this. You see, these devils are gonna try to manipulate, lie, and justify the wickedness that they're doing, man. When the true facts is that they could do their research in other methods. There's other more humane ways to do it, man. Not by torturing dogs, but again, these are the devils that rule the world. Now, actually, instead of reading this article, which, if you understand what the Babylon Bee is, it's kind of like a satirical truth site, right? They ultimately get into not so truthful news, but they basically, just like what the Onion is, where the Onion makes made up funny stories, the Babylon Bee, twists the truth to the point where it's extremely far and unbelievable. But they actually are probably one of the more popular news agencies which release this. So, and they basically, bring it out in truth, man. But let's go and just read another just mainstream article, so that way you can actually see what this devil has been up to, right? And it says Fauci under fire for alleged taxpayer-funded experiments that tortured puppies. Right? And these are beagles, if you're unaware of what beagles are, man. It says Dr. Fauci and the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, the NIAID, have been accused of funding cruel, abusive experiments on puppies with taxpayer money. Again, a report from the White Coat Waste Project found that Fauci's agency, the NIAID, used tax dollars to ship puppies to labs in Tunisia, North Africa, in August 2021. Once there, the beagles were drugged and their heads were stuffed in mesh cages filled with infected sandflies. Right now, so that you understand what sandflies look like, man, this is what they look like, man. They're basically mosquitoes, right? But what they're known for is swarming all over people's faces and animal faces and all stuff, right? But when they bite you, man, it's horrible, right? Not only does it cause like tons of little blisters and stuff. Here's an example, right? But they also are known to carry blood diseases, man. And not only that, but they infect your skin with larvae. They're larvae. They're eggs, right? And it's just painful, man, when sandflies attack you, bro. So, but let's go and read this article to show you what this devil did to these dogs' heads, man. So again, I want you to imagine, man, a dog which is unconscious, drugged, its head is stuffed in these netted cages filled with these sandflies, man. Just filled with these. And they're basically eating these dogs alive, man. And this is all for Esau's science, man. These guys are damn devils. Let's watch this. $18,424,000. $375,000. $1.8 million to do this shit. You see, and this is the money that they're getting from you. So all that money they take out of your paychecks, things like that, go to devils like this, man. Psalms 73 and 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. Right? So all that money, man, all that money goes to pay their labs, their toys, all their research, their salaries, their lives. Man, these guys get paid thousands upon thousands of dollars, sometimes even millions of dollars to do all the wickedness that they're pushing, man. And White Coat claims that there have actually been 4 Fauci-backed experiments on dogs. On September 2020, a drug study was carried out at the University of Georgia, where puppies were infected with parasites, carrying biting flies. Then, in 2019, a dozen of healthy beagle puppies underwent a cordorectomy for the sake of sickening research. Their vocal cords were cut so scientists didn't have to hear the puppies crying out in pain. Look at that, man. These damn devils, man. See, this is what Esau does, man. This is the type of stuff that Esau gets into. And why does he do this, man? All in the name of science. And why does he think that this is okay? Well, the scripture tells you, man. Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. You see, these devils, man, the reason why they think this is conscionable to do, and they don't bat an eye about it, is one, because they claim that it's for science and that it's for the greater good, which is a bunch of bullshit, man. You can find out the results of doing studies like this in other non-cruel methods, right? There's even lower animals that they could, experiment on at the least, right? But for the most part, man, there's ways that you could go about doing things like this without even harming animals, right? But these devils, wanting that research, wanting that money, they'll do shit like this because, again, the soul that is inside of a man is not a righteous soul. This is why these devils that rule the earth, these Edomites, they have it in the state that it is, in the defiled, polluted, degenerated state, man, because the wicked are in charge of this world, man. Like it tells you in Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? Well, who is this talking about? This is talking about these Caucasians who rule this world, who have repainted the image of the not only of the Messiah into a leprous white man, right, but also of all the saints on the European churches, the walls, right? He's all repainted it, man. Why do you think the Renaissance was such a big artistic movement, man? It's because they had paid all these artists to do the repainting, the iconoclasm, to repaint the images. And what have they done now that they've got into power? They've tricked everybody that they've been in power for all this time. Well, they're getting into doing experiments like this, man, cutting the vocal cords from dogs so that way they don't have to be bothered by their screams of agony. They were then fed an experimental drug for several weeks before they were killed and dissected. Look at that shit, man. Imagine, giving birth to seeing these little puppies and somebody coming by and basically adopting them. These puppies are all happy. They're fun-loving, thinking they're going to go to a nice home. And they end up in some lab, right? And they end up getting their vocal cords cut. And they go through all these torturous events, and all to at the very end to be killed off, man. Think about your dog. Think of the animals that, if you have some, think of them having to go through this, man. See, these devils here, man, they don't consider that shit, man. They're straight up wicked. Right? They're a wicked root that ultimately is going to be put out. In 2016, infectious sandflies fed on beagles for 22 months at a lab in Bethesda, Maryland, before they finally developed poisonous lesions and were ultimately killed by Fauci's staff. Now, members of the House are demanding an answer for Fauci and the National Institute of Health. Representative Nancy Mace, a Republican from South Carolina, sent a letter to Fauci, which was signed by 23 of her Democratic and Republican colleagues, asking for a response to the allegations brought about by the White Coat Waste Project. Yesterday, I sent a letter to Dr. Fauci regarding cruel taxpayer-funded experiments on puppies, debarking before drugging and killing them. Mace tweeted, "Thankful to my 23 Democrat and Republican colleagues who signed on. This is disgusting. What say you at NIH?" You see this, man? Here's the letter, and here's all the signatures, man. Right? Senator Ted Cruz also weighed in. "I saw several tweets about this and assumed it was it was metaphorical. Surely Fauci wasn't literal. Torturing puppies was assumption. My assumption was incorrect. Because these devils, man, you know, it's funny because in movies, you could always tell who the bad guy is by by them killing off dogs, man. Right? It's an old trick that movies would use, man. Is if you wanted somebody to hate people in movies, man, have the villain kill a dog, and that's what the Most High is doing, man. He's showing you who the devil and who the bad guys actually are, right? It's these devils, man, and people are starting to see it, man, because it's not only just Fauci, man. It's all the Edomites around the world, man. Yeah, there's maybe some Edomites who you suspect of being good, and that they are. But when you actually look into their lineage, man, they're not Edomites, man. They go back to another nation. They might even be Israelites, right? But these cruel devils, the ones who are prospering in the world from their wickedness, who are doing abominable acts like this, man, they're being revealed, and the Lord is revealing them, man, showing all their wickedness to the world. And this is happening. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Right? And the falling away has already happened. Okay? Us Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans have all lost our heritage, and we had forgotten that we were the Israelites. Right? But that is now coming, back on itself, man. We're starting to come back to our lost heritage. We're starting to understand who we are, and we're standing up, right? Saying that, hey, we are the Israelites, and these Edomites, these devils that are running the world, they're the Edomites, right? And this is and in doing so, this is what's happening. The man of sin is being revealed, the son of perdition, destruction, the son of destruction, man, right? So I just wanted to cover this article, man. It was pretty disturbing. It fucking vexed my soul, man, that these devils get to do shit like this, man. But in the kingdom of heaven, man, when we're ruling, none of this shit like this is gonna ever happen, man. But man, this is just a little bit of the vexation that we have to go through, and ultimately, it's all for prophecy to come through. So with all that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kwadash, double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.